Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Mustache MMA. Welcome to episode 10 of the breakdown. We got UFC Fight Night in Columbus. Curtis Blaydes versus Chris Daukaus. Going to be a good one and a couple low-key firefights in this card. So we're going to go through each fight, give a little breakdown on each of the fighters, make an official prediction. Just to note, none of these predictions are based off of odds. If you're looking for any bets or parlays, I do have a couple other videos coming out later this week, best bets, parlay plays, in which I give my favorite plays for the card. But yeah, so before we get into this card, I do want to go over the results of last week, which went really good. I went 11-1 on that card for best for the breakdown results. So we got Makayev, Reed, Shore, Craig, Pavlovich, Amir Khani, Topuria, McCann, Nelson, Pimlet, Aspinall, all those correct. Only one I missed was Arnold Allen over Dan Hooker. I picked Dan Hooker. So yeah, near perfect. But nonetheless, that brings my March results to 29 of 39, which is 74% for the month, which is really good. And then 2022 results are 77 of 110 for 70% on the year. So that's also excellent percentage so far. So looking to keep up that percentage with these the breakdown picks. And then just a quick remark, I'll go into them further in detail in my other videos, but best bets, they went 6 of 9 for plus 6 units, did really well, hit some big plus money plays as well. And then parlay plays did not so great, 1 for 6 in the parlay plays for negative 1.45 units. So not a big hit. My best bets obviously overtook those losses in the parlay plays. But yeah, overall, great card for me last week. Looking to finish March strong. March has treated me very, very well so far. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and get into UFC Fight Night, Blaydes versus Daukaus. First fight on the card, we got Luis Saldana versus Bruno Souza. So Luis Saldana, he's got super heavy leg kicks, throws them a lot, really long guy and like lanky guy. Works the body well, super fast starter. He usually comes out in the first round, kind of guns blazing, looks pretty good. But then the cardio hits him. The cardio's a little questionable. He just definitely starts slowing in the second and the third. We saw him in the Contender Series, I believe a year or two ago, and he looked quite good, and he didn't look like he was ever slowing down too much. But obviously in the UFC, that's changed. Takedown defense is all right. Doesn't seem anything great. His grappling is decent, maybe on the better side. You know, we haven't seen too much of it. He is more of like a kickboxer, so he doesn't necessarily go to that too often. He does have the ability to grapple from his back a bit, though, so maybe that's where the grappling skills do come in. We do see that on the tape a little bit. On the feet, one thing that I definitely didn't like is he definitely leaves his chin up when escaping the pocket. So that's, a potential for guys to be able to clip him and drop him. He struggles with pressure and pace when that's put on him. He does have fast hands, however, and he does go throw really good volume. Again, he throws a lot of those kicks, throws a lot of kicks to the body, and they look quick and powerful. Bruno Souza, on the other hand, karate-like stance, really good movement, bouncing back and forth. Those karate guys are really a struggle for a lot of fighters to adapt to because they're just kind of awkward. You don't see it a lot. It's unconventional, and it's hard to figure them out. It's kind of. Again, Bruno Souza, karate stance, they keep their hands low. He has these blitzes forward where he throws like a quick combination, 1, 2, 3 punches. He's got a really good chin. He's taken some big shots before, been able to recover or just eat them in general. Takedowns are okay. He doesn't throw them often, but we have seen him mix in the wrestling a bit in the past. And he throws decent volume. It's nothing crazy, nothing special. But yeah, official prediction here. You know what? I like Luis Saldana. I think he's going to be the longer guy in this one. Yeah, he's going to have a little bit of a reach advantage. He has those heavy kicks, works the body well. He has pretty good volume. He may struggle with Bruno Souza a little bit because again he's got the karate stance, but I like Saldana to get this one done in probably a close decision. Moving up the card, we got David Dvorak versus Matheus Nicolau. I'm surprised that this one's a little bit lower on the card, but anyway, David Dvorak, definitely a pressure fighter, throws a lot of good volume, really good technical striking with pretty decent power in his hands as well. He's really good striking defense as well. Really tough to hit this guy on the feet. Does a really good job of keeping his head off the center line. Good takedown defense. It's really tough to take this dude down. He's got great cardio. He can push a good pace, high volume for all 3 rounds. He's got good grappling. He can scramble well as well. He's hard to control on the bottom as well. So if you do end up getting him down, expect him to get back up to the feet pretty quickly. Matheus Nicolau, on the other hand, decent to good volume. I definitely favor the volume in the Dvorak side. Nicolau also, he's got good movement, good striking defense as well. Definitely more of a difficult guy to hit, although in a different aspect. So he has more of good movement, and Dvorak has more of like keeping his head off the center line. Good strategies in obviously making your opponent miss. Continue with Nicolau. He works the body a lot, and he works it really well. Really great cardio also, can put on that good pace for 3 rounds, keep up with a good pace if it's put on him. Takedowns are okay. It seems like from the tape I was watching, a lot of the takedowns that he actually does successfully get are from him more of catching kicks and then dumping the guy or putting on some kind of trip. I haven't really seen him shoot any singles, doubles, body lock takedowns. Again, it's more of just him catching the kicks and dumping them. He has really good takedown defense, though, so it's really tough to take him down. Decent grappling in his own right. So, I think this one probably takes place on the feet for the majority of the fight. Maybe some exchanges in the clinch. But I like the Dvorak side here. It's going to be my official pick. I think he's going to throw more volume. He's going to be the pressure guy. I think he's going to land more. And he does have the grappling to fall back on potentially if he wants to try to take this one to the ground and work that game in as well. Official pick going to be David Dvorak. Moving up the card, we got Jennifer Maia versus Manon Fiorot. Those French names always get me. Here we go. Jennifer Maia, I was never really a fan of Jennifer Maia. I mean, like her 2 most recent wins, I believe, are from Jessica I and Roxanne Modafferi. So neither of those fighters, in my opinion, are all that great. Jennifer Maia, she's faced some tougher competition, but obviously we saw her go up against Shevchenko, Caitlin Chookagian twice. But, I don't think she didn't really do that well, in my opinion. I mean, she was able to survive. She's tough, sure, but anyway. And Brant on Jennifer Maia. Striking's okay. I think she got accuracy problems. I think she's hittable on the feet. Takedowns are all right. She's got good grappling offense, but again, she doesn't throw a lot of takedowns in there to get it to the ground and use it. She's decent off her back, though. She threw up a armbar against Calderwood before and caught her in that. Again, I said she's tough. She's durable. Takedown defense is okay. We've seen Caitlin Chookagian being able to take her down, and Chookagian doesn't have the best wrestling either. Manon Fiorot on the other side, really high volume, pressure, high technical striking, great combos and counters, great striking defense as well. Takedown defense looks good, but not really tested too much. Takedowns look good as well. And submission defense looks pretty good. Jennifer, she fought Bueno Silva, I believe, and she's pretty good grappler in her own right, and was able to fend off some submission attempts from her. So official pick going to be Manon Fiorot. I just think she is definitely so much better on the feet here. She's probably going to keep it there for the entire fight and just piece up Maia the whole time. Probably get a decision. I wouldn't count out a finish, but Maia's pretty tough, so I probably favor the decision. But official pick going to be Manon Fiorot. Moving up the card, we got Khizriev versus Denis Tiuliulin. So we got Khizriev. These Russian names kill me. Quick, powerful hands, good takedowns, heavy ground and pound, really good grappling, super smooth transitions to get to better positions for his ground and pound and or sink in any kind of submissions. Not a whole lot of tape on this guy, 13-0, so a really big prospect here, obviously, coming into the UFC. Had a really good performance, Dana White's Contender Series, his last time out. Got a quick submission victory and looked really good in doing it. His opponent, Denis Tiuliulin, great power, kind of wild striking at times, though. He is patient. He's more flat-footed, plodding forward. Not much to say about this one because I couldn't find too much tape on either of these guys. But obviously, I'm going to go with the undefeated fighter in Khizriev. He just looks really good, and Denis Tiuliulin, flat-footed, plodding forward, that's just kind of a recipe for disaster for a good wrestler and grappler. He's going to be able to probably take you down at will if he wants. Official pick going to be Khizriev, however you want to say his name. The Black Wolf, we'll go with his nickname. Moving up the card, we got Batgeral Danaa versus Chris Gutierrez. Batgeral, power, really good power in his hands. We saw his last 3 fights have all been via first round finish from very powerful shots. He has really good counters, high volume, nice combos. Takedown defense seems good, but it's not really tested. When he does get taken down, we've seen him be pretty quick to pop up back to the feet. Ground game is a little questionable. He has a really extensive kickboxing background, and he's a pretty solid fighter overall. Chris Gutierrez, on the other hand, another solid fighter. I think this fight is, in general, a pretty good one and low-key fire fight. Chris Gutierrez, a lot of stance switches we'll see out of him, a ton of leg kicks as well. He really likes to chew up the legs of his opponents. Medium to low volume, I actually put it, factoring all those leg kicks he throws. I don't know how good the volume is in terms of him actually throwing shots to the head and body. Good technical striking, though. Good striking defense, tough for his opponents to hit him. He can be pressured as well, and he can handle pressure well. He's decent off the back foot in his striking, so not too bad here. This one was tough to decide, but I think I'm going to go official pick Chris Gutierrez. Reason being, Batgeral, his last 3 fights have been all in the first round. I think Chris Gutierrez is pretty tough. He's hard to hit. I think he's going to dodge some of those big shots. I think he's going to kind of pick Batgeral off from the outside. He does have the reach disadvantage, though. I didn't see that. I'm still going to go with my gut and my thinking in Chris Gutierrez. Batgeral doesn't have a lot of 3-round experience. Gutierrez does have a ton. He does get a lot of decision victories. I'm going to lean Gutierrez. I'm not 100% confident on it, but that's the official prediction nonetheless. Moving up the card, we got Sarah McMann versus Karol Rosa. Okay. Sarah McMann, super high level wrestling, really great takedowns. She times them well at times. Most of the time she times them well. Good grappling to go along with that as well. It's not anything phenomenal, but it is good grappling. It obviously pairs well with her really high level wrestling. Good top control, good pressure. Stand up though is just not really good at all. Takedown defense herself is just okay. More of an offensive wrestler, if you will. Karol Rosa, on the other hand, she throws high volume. She's got great cardio, decent power in the hands, good takedown defense. Not probably as tested with the level of wrestling that McMann has, but nonetheless, it has showed up and been pretty good to date. Decent ground and pound, decent grappling, good top control. She's got good takedowns herself. She throws a lot of good, nice leg kicks as well. Chews those legs up pretty good. Official prediction here is going to be Karol Rosa. I just think she has a huge advantage on the feet. First round, Sarah McMann may take because of her wrestling, because she's fresh. But, as that fight goes on, Rosa has great cardio. She's going to be able to probably slowly stuff those takedowns, keep it on the feet for the majority of the time, even if she wants to potentially shoot for takedowns herself and get top control there. So, yeah, I like Karol Rosa to win this one. She's my official pick. Moving up the card, we got Neil Magny versus Max Griffin. Start with Neil Magny. Real tall, long guy, great cardio, great clinch work. He's really comfortable in that clinch. Really good volume, good technical striking with some decent power. Good takedowns, decent top control. However, sometimes I've seen in the tape he doesn't. He's not really able to hold down his opponents as good as he would, or as good as I would like to see, and be more confident in a fighter like that. Takedown defense is pretty good as well. Grappling is okay. It's more of a positional grappling, not much of a submission threat, if you will. Max Griffin, on the other hand, good movement on the feet, always bouncing in and outside the side type of movement. Good volume as well. Similar striking, good striking technicality with some decent power. Really pressure kind of guy, gets in your face, plodding forward, back and forth. Good cardio. Always comes out and starts pretty aggressive in that early first round. Decent to good takedown defense. I wouldn't say it's, good or 100% good or great, but, it's pretty solid in between that range. Grappling's okay again, but, a little bit of a sub threat, not much. He's got a good get-up game on top of his takedown defense. So, when he does get dumped, he is able to get up pretty quickly, and he's definitely hard to control down there. So I think I'm going to go Neil Magny, but I think this one is closer than the odds may project. But I do like Neil Magny in this one. He's taller and longer. I think Max Griffin's probably going to struggle with that reach disadvantage. He's going to have to close the distance pretty consistently. And Magny may initiate that clinch consistently as well. So official pick going to be Neil Magny. Moving up the card, we got Marc Diakiese versus Viacheslav Borshchev, Slaviclaus. So Marc Diakiese, tough, really good chin, decent power. He's got decent striking, technicality, decent wrestling, decent grappling. Honestly, I just think he's a really decently well-rounded MMA fighter. I don't think he has a huge advantage in any one area, but he's just decently well-rounded to keep him up in the decent rankings, if you will. Viacheslav Borshchev, obviously we know this guy. We saw him last time out get a first-round finish over Dakota Bush with a really nice liver shot. Really high-level kickboxing, really good striking, fast hands, good combos, good counters. The only thing that's definitely 100% questionable with him is his takedown defense. It seems that he can easily be taken down, but he has been working on his get-up game a lot. He's not any kind of a threat on the ground in terms of submission-wise, but he does tend to be able to get back up to his feet relatively quickly. He doesn't spend a lot of time on his back, and he's able to break the clinch, break away, and get back to the striking, which is where he excels, obviously. So yeah, official prediction here. I'm going to go with Viacheslav Borshchev. I think he gets this one done. I think his striking is too crisp, too fast. I don't think Marc Diakiese is an amazing wrestler. He probably will be able to land some takedowns, but is he going to get the top control to keep Borshchev there? I just don't think so. Borshchev has shown really good improvements in his get-up game, and I think that one is really going to be prevalent here in this fight. Moving up the card, we got Aleksei versus Iri Latifi. Aleksei Oleinik, dude is essentially dust and bones at this point, 44 years old, still fighting in UFC. Pretty crazy to see that, but high-level grappling. Super tough guy. This dude can take some big shots in heavyweight, and he doesn't go out cold. He's got a pretty good chin. He can take damage. He looks to clinch up a lot and just drag it to the ground however he can. Striking's decent, honestly, but there's not much technicality, but it's decent, and he uses that to eventually get into some kind of clinch and eventually drag it to the ground with a takedown or whatever it may be. He's active on bottom with transitions and potential submissions. Eventually, he does tend to like to work his way in transitions to where he can like scoop up a single leg and then switch positions and get some sort of sweep. Iuri Latifi, good overall wrestling, good takedowns, great takedown defense, good ground and pound. Often not too active though with the ground and pound, although it does seem pretty decent. He's got good top control. Striking really isn't great, no technicality in it. Obviously he's a heavyweight, so he's got some power. Decent striking defense. Grappling defense seems good, but it's not really tested. He hasn't really faced a high-level grappler before. So official pick, I'm going to pick Aleksei Oleinik. I think he maybe gets a submission on Iuri Latifi. Iuri Latifi is probably going to get some takedowns, but Aleksei Oleinik is sneaky with his transitions and eventually finding his way on top and getting, some of these submissions that he likes. So yeah, official pick going to be Aleksei Oleinik. Not super confident about it, but I like Oleinik here. Moving up the card, we got Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara-France. Okay, Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara-France. So Askar Askarov, super high level wrestling, man, and high level grappling to really go with it. This dude sticks to you like glue once he shoots for a takedown. His chest is on you the entire time for the rest of the round. It's very difficult to get this dude off of you. He's got good striking to go along with it, technical, decent power. Obviously, flyweights have tough power. Tough to have some power in flyweight, although his opponent does have some good power. Great cardio, great top control as well. Like I said, sticks to you like glue, but at the same time, this dude like flows in his transition and is constantly beating you to the better positions on the ground. Kai Kara-France, high volume, pressure in your face, good power in his hands. Last 2 wins have been by knockout. Good takedown defense, not tested against really a high level in my opinion. So someone like Askar Askarov may have some success here. Submission defense is pretty good. We saw in his last a fight 2 fights ago, he fought Bontarim and really fended off a lot of rear naked choke attempts and was able to survive and then come back and get the finish. Striking, like I said, good power and also pretty technical as well. Again, I'm going to go with Askar Askarov. I just think the wrestling and the grappling is way too good. He's not going to let Kai Kara-France breathe, and it's going to be a struggle for France. So official pick going to be Askar Askarov. Moving up the card, we got Matt Brown versus Bryan Barberena. Matt Brown, dude, both these guys are veteran in the UFC, but Matt Brown, man, been here for a while. Power in the hands, man. Really good technical striking, pressure, stalking-like kind of approach that he takes. Super tough and durable. He's been submitted a lot in his careers, but, only finished via KO, TKO 3 times, I believe, in what, almost 45 fights, over 40 fights, so pretty impressive. Good cardio, but, definitely slows down in later rounds. Good takedowns, decent top control to go along with that. Decent ground and pound, decent grappling. Not a whole lot of submissions on his resume, but he does have the ability to get a submission win. Bryan Barberena on the other side, really high volume, but he's also super hittable on the feet. Again, another guy who's really tough and durable. Only finished, I believe, once in his career via KO, TKO. Only twice, I believe, by submission. So really tough to get this guy out of there. Takedown defense is just all right. We've seen a lot of guys in his previous, most recent fights take him down kind of at will when they want to. But he does work his way back up to the feet pretty quickly. He is hard to control on the ground, I will say. he doesn't necessarily pop up instantly all the time, but once he's down there for a minute, he does eventually find his way to work up. And similar cardio to Matt Brown. It's good cardio, but he definitely does slow in the third round. So official pick here, I'm going to pick Matt Brown. I think he's probably got the better technical striking of the two, and he's tough, he's durable. He can definitely take the shots that Barberena might give at him. And Brown's obviously got the power advantage too. I think he's going to land the bigger, more notable shots. So yeah, official pick, Matt Brown. Moving up the card, we got Joanne Wood versus Alexa Grasso. Joanne Wood, really high volume she throws, but a lot of those come from leg kicks as well. She throws a ton of leg kicks on her opponents. Pretty good technical striking. She is a little hittable on the feet though. Decent takedowns. Top control's all right. Grappling's all right. Nothing special in those areas. Alexa Grasso on the other side, high volume, good technical striking, works the body really well. She's got really crisp boxing. Takedown defense is decent, okay. Nothing incredible, but it's not bad. Works back to the feet quickly though when she does get taken down, and she does have the ability to reverse positions and get into better position for herself. She's got good grappling defense as well. She's been able to get out of a couple bad submissions and bad spots in her own right. Official picks here are going to be Alexa Grasso. I think it's closer than the odds project, but I do like Grasso. I think she's got a better volume. I think her striking is better. She's going to land a lot on Wood, I think, for sure. Wood, if she mixes in the wrestling and gets some takedown and some control time, it could be a lot closer than we think. But if Grasso can keep this one on the feet for 15 minutes, I think she definitely easily wins. So yeah, official pick going to be Alexa Grasso. Moving up the card, we got Curtis Blaydes versus Chris Daukaus, the main event. Should be a really good one. We haven't seen Curtis Blaydes. Actually, we did see him after his Derek Lewis loss. He fought Jairzinho Rosa, did pretty well as well. But Curtis Blaydes, anyway, really great wrestling, as we know, probably the best wrestling for sure in the heavyweight division. Takedowns are super solid, really heavy ground and pound. We see him land those crazy elbows on guys before. Good volume on the feet, decent stand-up. More technical than power. He does have power obviously in his hands, but it's not like some of these power we see in the other heavyweight division. Not really much of a sub threat on the ground though. Although he does have that good wrestling, good top control. He doesn't really look for submissions. He mainly just looks for his ground and pound and the control. Really good cardio as well. We see him really push a good pace for all 3 rounds and not have any problems with that. Chris Daukaus, on the other hand, fast hands, decent power in his hands as well, high volume, good pressure in your face, good grappling. He's a BJJ black belt. We haven't obviously seen him use his grappling, but, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's pretty good if he's a black belt, but again, we'll see. Takedown defense, not really tested at all. Cardio is also questionable. He hasn't really been out of the first round much at all, and even the second round he hasn't been out of in his UFC career either. So it'll be interesting to see if this one goes in the third round, if there's a lot of wrestling, to see where his cardio's at and if he's able to put on a good high pace like he does for all 3 rounds. But yeah, official pick's going to be Curtis Blaydes. I mean, the takedown defense just isn't tested, and we haven't seen him really go up against a high-level wrestler like this before. Curtis Blaydes, I think he's probably going to be able to get those takedowns when he wants. He's going to get the top control as long as Blaydes is safe down there. Because of that black belt, that BJJ black belt that Daukaus has, it makes me a little iffy. But at the same time, I think Blaydes is usually pretty smart. And plays it off pretty well and just gets in safe positions, controls his opponent, lands some heavy strikes when he needs to. So, yeah, official pick going to be Curtis Blaydes. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Appreciate that. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. If you like any of my picks or you think anything differently, please let me know down in the comments below. I got 2 other videos coming out later this week, best bets and parlay plays. So yeah, stay tuned for those. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you for watching and listening. I will see you later this week. Peace out.